Hey there, welcome back to Morozov, where we bring engaging summaries of the best books. Today, we continue our journey through Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind. This is part 2, the Agricultural Revolution. Let's dive in. The Agricultural Revolution, which began around 10,000 years ago, was one of the most significant events in human history. It marked the transition from nomadic hunter-gatherer societies to settled farming communities. But, was it really the great leap forward we often think it was? Let's find out. Harari provocatively calls the agricultural revolution history's biggest fraud. Why? Well, although farming increased the total amount of food available, it didn't necessarily improve the quality of life for individuals. In fact, early farmers worked longer hours than their foraging ancestors and had less diverse diets, leading to worse health outcomes. Imagine working from dawn till dusk in the fields, only to have a diet of mostly grains, compared to the varied diet of a hunter-gatherer. Plus, the sedentary lifestyle of farmers led to new diseases and health issues. For instance, evidence from ancient bones shows that early farmers suffered from malnutrition and increased rates of infectious diseases. Despite these drawbacks, agriculture allowed for the creation of surplus food, which supported larger populations and permanent settlements. However, this surplus came at the cost of increased labor and social inequality. With surplus food, societies could support a new class of people who didn't have to farm: rulers, priests, and craftsmen. This led to the development of social hierarchies and organized religions. The construction of monumental architecture, like the pyramids, symbolized centralized power and the cooperation of large groups of people. These early cities were the centers of power and culture, but they also entrenched social hierarchies. For example, while the elites lived in luxury, common farmers and laborers toiled to produce the surplus that sustained these societies. The construction of pyramids and other large structures required meticulous planning and vast resources, showcasing the organizational abilities and the disparities within these early agricultural societies. As societies grew more complex, they needed better ways to manage information. This led to the development of writing and record-keeping. Early writing systems were used to track taxes, laws, and trade, which were essential for managing the surplus and organizing society. Writing allowed for the administration of large territories and the establishment of legal systems. For instance, the Sumerians developed cuneiform writing to manage their agricultural economy. This revolutionary tool transformed human societies, making it possible to govern larger populations and preserve knowledge across generations. The ability to record and transmit information accurately over long distances and timescales was a game-changer, enabling the complex societies that we see in history. Despite the advancements brought by agriculture, it also introduced significant inequalities. Social stratification became more pronounced, with elites controlling most of the wealth and power. Gender roles also became more rigid, with men typically working the fields and women managing the household. This division of labor led to the subordination of women and the entrenchment of patriarchal societies. For example, in many ancient civilizations, women's roles were largely confined to the domestic sphere, limiting their participation in public life. These early inequalities set the stage for the social and economic disparities we see in the modern world. The rise of private property and the accumulation of wealth by a few created a cycle of inequality that persists to this day. In summary, the agricultural revolution was a double-edged sword. While it allowed for the growth of complex societies and technological advancements, it also brought about new challenges and inequalities. Harari's insights compel us to reconsider the true impact of this pivotal period in human history. Thanks for watching. What do you think about the agricultural revolution? Was it truly a step forward for humanity, or did it bring more problems than it solved? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights from Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.